Richmond by 38 to start this final term. Marich in hard, Cotchin in quick. Got it up just in time. Tuck dives in. Going nowhere. Jones hurt. Coming off that injured calf. Let's hope it's not a recurrence of the calf. No, he holds his head. That's in some ways good news. Missed last week with a calf problem. They need him fit. Marich, the number 2 ruckman in the competition this year for hits to advantage. Doesn't hit that to advantage. Maloney now on, as you heard, with the sub.
Get down low.
And the ball rolls out of play in front of Hurley. We'll get a ball in.
See, sometimes, you know, we say players switched on or not, and as I said, I'm a big rap for Colin Garland, but he had to dive and take that on the chest.
You've sold Garland at half-time, haven't you, Doom? In stock market terms?
I won't say I've sold him, I've just downgraded him.
Okay. Jones on the left foot, kicking forward. They need to get one here. Sylvia lurking with intent at the front of the pack. Morris went hard at it. Was good play. Martin kept his feet. Snaps around the corner. He's got it! That's the opening that the Demons needed. A bit of dexterity at ground level from the big man, and they've got the opening goal of the final term.
He's offered a little bit today, Martin.
I reckon
This is good play.
a lot of teams value Stephen Martin more than perhaps Melbourne do. They've won, what, 2 games for the year, and he's not been a regular in their side, and some teams would kill to have him.
That's good work rate. That's good speed from a big fella, and then finishes with a nice snap at goal.
Let's go down to David King.
Well, just had a look just in front of us halfway through that third term. A big hit Morris on tap, Scott. He's a young player, but in the wars he's had trouble getting on the park for the Melbourne Football Club, largely through injury. Great commitment there by both players.
From the ball up. Tigers not home just yet. Tuck feeds it back. Deledio feeds it wide. Hurley. Ton of time left in this. 32-point margin. Floats one towards Revolt. Floated into it and got an arm knock free. An over-the-shoulder free. Advantage paid. Ellis from 50. And that wasn't the best of all options. Sprays it out of play on the full. They were 30 points down earlier in this game, Melbourne, and they cut that all the way back to 11. They've had one comeback in this game. Still time enough for another.
And as we said, the Tigers needing to really get some scoreboard. At 2, I reckon he marked that. Close enough. We'll have a throw in. 9:20 the Tigers is the point I'm making, with 2 out of bounds on the full. And they're just 0.1 or thereabouts behind Carlton for a spot in the 8. They need to start really running over the top of Melbourne here. Here's a chance for Conker. He lines them up, he bends it, but not enough. Again, Durham, a drop punt would have gone straight through the middle, around the body.
Sometimes run straight at the goal and accept that you're going to take body contact to get the kick away cleanly, rather than run away from the contact and kick around the corner.
Watts long, and that's a very good grab under some pressure. Short pass though from Marrick.
If they can go quick, they're on.
Turnover from Marrick's boot. The sub on for the Tigers. And they are on. Howe bangs it long. Poor kick. Didn't look. Garland comes hard. Batchelor just as hard the other way.
He turned right foot. If he had to turn the other way towards the centre of the ground, he had 2 players streaming forward.
And he pumps it in the Grigg direction. McDonald had to make a contest. Grigg almost spoilt by his own man O'Hanlon. Had the poise to hold it. Deledio. Richmond with 3 players inside the top 20 possession getters in the comp this year. Grigg, Deledio, Cotchin, all having an influence again today. Marrick dragged down. Bale pounces from just inside 50. They're in this.
Good pressure. Pressure goal. Made the turnover, forced the turnover there, Jono, just by their ability to get to the ball carrier. Watch this. Day takes about 2 or 3 steps too long. Little touch on the back of him. Ball doesn't hit the target. A spill. Good finish.
Speed of Blees. We've seen that a couple of times today. He's been able to run down the opposition.
Melbourne have laid
turnover.
4 tackles to Richmond's none in this opening 4.5 minutes of the final quarter, and they've posted 2 majors to 1 point.
Tigers have had 30 scoring shots to 13. And by the way, look at that. Adjust up. The Eagles have nipped them on the line by 2 points, the Kangaroos. So a big last quarter from the West Coast Eagles. Heartbreak for the Kangas, who were playing great football. It's obviously a beautiful, great game. The Eagles getting up. So that opens the door a little bit for these guys. The Tigers have really got to get going here. 27 points in front, but 30 scoring shots to 13. Throw in a couple of out of bounces on the full, and they have been profligate, the Tigers. And now it's the Demons who are full of run. They bring the ball out. Spencer puts in the long yards. Yeah, not a bad one. Not a bad free kick to give.
You know what? You see, Newman limps away, gets the ball. He'll be able to continue on. But he just takes a little bit of body heat there and thinks, well, that bloke's going to run into me next time.
And gives his defenders a bit of time to set up.
Kick to half forward, that's a push out. Free kick to Watts. And the Richmond fans are a little nervous right now. They lead by 27.
Got to be a good kick.
Richmond player that hasn't moved, just behind where Jack Watts got that free kick.
Morris.
Still hasn't moved.
McGuan.
Yeah, it is McGuan. From the wing, Morris goes wide. O'Hanlon, his target, and he marks just inside the boundary. So McGuan still in the hands of trainers. He's about to go to the square, though, for this kick forward.
There he is, just creeping into the top of screen, furthest player on screen.
So this becomes a massive kick for Brett O'Hanlon. He's never kicked an AFL goal. It's game 3. He's back into the lineup this week from 50. And they need it. He opens up the angle, bends it back. Miss.
It's really nice kicking action.
It's interesting he got called to play on then as well. Oh, yeah, just caught one there. Bit winded.
Dunn gave a little rip to the midsection.
I reckon he might have got him high. Might have got him in the windpipe or throat. And he went back to cover up with just a little cuddle with him to, in case he drops with him and says, well, nothing happened.
McKenzie saying, come on, give me something, boys. Chips forward. Nicholson. Nice kick. All right, here's a chance. Trent gave the skipper. Chips it forward. They're going to have another shot at goal here, the Demons. Tapscott has kicked 2 goals, 3 in his career. And a big kick to put the pressure on the Tigers. 28 point the difference. So Luke Tapscott.
One thing that has happened, Ed, is they've got Richmond's kicking efficiency at 55% because of their tackling in this final quarter.
That's better off the boot. 3 in a row this quarter to Melbourne, unanswered goals, and they are back in the hunt.
Kingy, what's happening? Why are they hauling them in?
Well, I just think they're taking their time. They look more composed, ball in hand at the moment. I think Maloney's been really good out there. He's calming the troops. He's organising quite well around those stoppage situations. And they're just getting their hands on the ball. Richmond are trying to play a little bit too fast at the moment, just turning the ball over, especially in their forward half.
Tackling seems to have really stepped up as well. So they've forced the spillage.
So there's a live ladder, boys.
Just percentage of 8th spot right now, the Tigers, but
that's a
percentage
position,
not the thing on their mind right now.
That's a position every Richmond supporter hates.
9th again.
Ellis outside of the boot. Nahas half forward. They led by 38 points at 3/4 time, the Tigers.
Play on.
Roughly the same lead they gave up last week, and they know it. Nahas from 50 keeps it low. Boy, was that on cue. Nahas has 2. Tigers have some breathing space.
Well, the Melbourne players didn't hear it. It was called play on. The umpire said the ball did touch the ground with the mark, and he had space to then work his magic, get around his direct opponent on the mark and finish with a long bomb.
Notice that, you see, that he went to ground there, Lyndon Dunn. Watch this. And McGuan goes to him. Look at him coming in from the right now and speaks to him. And then the Melbourne Frawley backman goes to McGuan. Just remembering that little cut lunch that was thrown at him a couple of minutes ago.
So Nahas, the benefactor there of the play on, was able to run round the man on his mark and made up about 15 metres, kicked the goal. Here's a chance now as Garland gets the ball out to Howe, who swings it around the body but not far enough and through for a behind. his second for the day, Jeremy Howe. So Rance from full back for the Tigers. Umpire hurries him up. Decides to go with an old-fashioned kick out from full back to a pack. Yeah. And Howe is the last man you want to kick it near. He takes it, gives it off to Jones. Just chips it forward, off hands. Garland is there, goes in. Diving on over the top was Morris. Wanted it a bit more, Morris. We'll have a ball up 15 metres out.
I think he copped a knee to the face there, Jack Trengove. Just a rolling knee from Steve Morris.
Pensive crowd at the moment. Flick down Sylvia. Greg steals it and kicks a defensive behind deliberately, but under enough pressure for it to be allowed.
They've locked it in well, Melbourne. They've actually done very well here to keep this ball in close. Hooley should tap it on his boot and just pinch an extra 5 or 6 metres and try and clear the congestion, which is forming at 55 out from goal.
And he does it. Big long bang, hoping for Revolt to be up. Frawley right with him with the fists, as he has been all afternoon. McDonald through some traffic, but he took on the tacklers, and that allowed free men. Grimes, Frawley, chipped a half forward. Little flick on Trengove. Howe caught a little high. Umpire cuts the Tigers tacklers some slack. Trengove again.
McKenzie still down.
Yeah. Sylvia, kickable by his standards.
It'll work.
Floats it. Bennell there, protected by Garland. This is to cut it back to a 20-point margin with 13 minutes left. McKenzie in the hands of trainers, as you can see.
He was right under the pack from the kick in. They're Gary Lyon like those eyebrows, aren't they?
And that puts the cat amongst the pigeons. It's a 20-point game with 12 minutes 48 left.
Here's the injury you were talking about. Derm, Frawley right over the top. There's McKenzie. Boot first, right in the back.
And it's a little bit cold.
That stings.
Oh, no. You know what? He'll go in for the showers, and he's one of the... You know when you used to go in the showers after a game and a bloke would turn around and you'd see stop marks down bloke's back? There will be 2 railroad tracks right down either side of his spine.
And when the water touches it for the first time as well.
He'll be doing the Macarena in the shower tonight. There's no doubt about it.
Oh, it's a mongrel of a sport when that happens.
Jack Rewald will be taking flesh off his stops as Conker kicks the ball out wide. Need to reply here, the Tigers. Marrick. So the substitution has been made. Kingy will get that sub off you in a moment.
Griffiths it
Adam
was.
Marrick is on. Sorry, mate.
Griffiths it was, substituted about 5 minutes ago.
Hanlon kicks inside, off hands. Here's a chance for Tuck.
Tucky.
And on the left foot, he drills it. Some Tuck magic at the MCG.
He's close to my best today, Tucky. He is just soldiered on, worked on. He doesn't have the brilliance of those other Cochin type, Delidio type, but what he is a big, strong, powerful midfielder who just gets in there and says, give me whatever punishment you're going to deal out, I'll take it, and I'll keep fronting up. He gets a few things wrong. He starts in the wrong position sometimes, but he is just the epitome of a soldier in league football.
We had 17 in the first half, Derm. Second half, only 3 so far, but...
He's got the mad eyes. We had 8 clearances at half-time when they were setting up this league.
Excellent.
Sid Griffiths, the man who's been subbed out, sitting on the bench, holding the man. Nathan Jones ball. 26 points the margin. 12 minutes left. It's been done before. Maloney long. Full forward thump clear. Edwards lending a hand to defence. Just tapped that out deliberately. Gets away with it.
Derricks has got some flexibility in his game. Played forward early on. Now a defender with Spencer down there for the D's.
Ivan Maric, Stephen Martin. Maric falls, Martin palms. Jones ducked out of one and into the other. Had Pryor. If you duck out of one, surely you've had your Pryor. Yep. Richmond fans call for that. Bale.
High fend off, St Edwards.
Edwards ball half-back flank, and with each passing second, the Tigers are closer to a win and maybe 8th spot on the AFL ladder.
Gee, control that well to win that ball, though.
And Bale did well.
Yeah.
A bit unlucky. Still let it protect yourself, aren't you, Dean?
Yeah, but not at the expense of putting one into the throat of the oncoming bloke.
I suppose you make a good point. Newman's got it.
Well, not before 6 p.m. anyway.
McGuan probably still feeling the effects. Saw 2 balls coming at him, marked the wrong one.
I'm going to cut him some slack, Ed. It's very dark down here at the moment. We nearly need the lights to go on just to give these forwards a chance. That's why I think they're kicking it quite short at the moment. They can't see.
So if it's not raining, it's too dark. What's wrong with you blokes on the boundary line? Fair dinkum.
And cold.
Get you some night goggles. Throw in. Marriage gets the tap. Delidio dragged off the ball. Spencer goes in for Melbourne. Watts over the top. Fishing for the ball. Spills out. Edwards has been a good player today. Just dribbles it forward up towards the wing position. Off the ground, McGuan just did enough to knock it forward. Now a chance for Frawley. Slams it on the boot. Up to the forward 50 it goes. Off hands again. Good play there by D. Needs to go a second time. Blees just fell over at the inopportune moment. We'll have a ball up 55 out from the Melbourne goal.
You can see Bashahul, he wanted to take that one in one swoop. And he wanted to pop a little bit higher because he wanted to be away and running. It would have looked magnificent. Just didn't glove it cleanly.
Just outside attacking 50. Barrett again down the Delidio. Cochin. Clever outside of the handball.
Advantage.
Holding the man free.
Advantage.
Umpire screamed advantage.
Because Trent Cotchin was held after he lost.
Reese Conker's kick.
It's Trent Cotchin's
So the umpire
kick.
sorted
Trent
out.
Cotchin's
That's umpire Nick Foote. He's just in game 7, umpire Nick Foote. So they've had a little bit of confusion at times today.
So that was the rule of held after from going to the secondary part of the play, 50 metres down.
But one umpire screamed advantage, so
Yeah, he got overruled.
yeah. But once you yell advantage and a player takes advantage, shouldn't that advantage continue on? Delidio inside 50 to Watts.
Oops, hamstring.
Yeah.
Let's hope not. He doesn't look concerned. He looks cramp concerned, not hamstring concerned. Floater out of sight. Tringo, if you understand the difference.
Cramp in the hamstring concern.
Not hamstring torn concern.
I'm with you, Dwayne, and that worries me.
If I don't understand it, you're up against it.
Tringove to Sylvia. Gets the handball going. Blees, who's the speedster, puts the boot down. Kicks with the left foot up to the goal square. Tigers got the numbers off hands for the rush behind. No, it hasn't gone through yet. Now it does.
You don't mind Blees doing that. I know we're dwindling on into the game and there's 24 goals of difference, 18-minute mark, but you just want to see him learn to take on the opposition and break a line, and that's what he's got to actually... See, what's happening here right now? To me, the umpire should call time, and it should be start from now. You can't walk out, put the ball on the ground. That's milking the clock. I mean, it's actually setting up your kicking strategy. That's wrong.
Kick out, Sylvia. Delidio had a good battle today. Delidio gets the handball, doesn't know where it's gone. It's just blocked nicely there by Sylvia, who's played a pretty good game, Dern. Colin Sylvia.
He's had a real dig.
Yeah. And I think that's... Jono?
First time I've ever seen that in my life. An albino pigeon. That's a tough.
But you haven't seen a white pigeon before?
No. First time ever.
Didn't they have them down at your neck of the woods?
they
Where'd you?
didn't. Down in Hoppers, mate.
Hoppers Crossing?
Nah, no pigeons in Hoppers.
I suppose what do you call an albino pigeon at Hoppers Crossing? Dinner.
25 points, that'll get back. 25 points to margin. 9 minutes left. This game not necessarily cooked just yet. Greg, I need another goal, the Tigers, to confirm a victory here. Frawley outpoints Rewalt. He might keep him to 2 goals for the afternoon again. Martin, half-back flank. Lights now on here at the G. Howe can't take the mark. Pokes it forward. They've got the spare man if it stays in, and it does stay in. Tapscott on 50. Garland takes the mark. And this will set the cat amongst those pigeons again if they get a goal. Forward pocket, ton of time left, 8 minutes.
Hey, I tell you what, that David King's got some power, hasn't he?
Has he what?
Oh, he's just turned the lights on. Stephen Goff just ran to the switch. Bang.
Rowan Bale backtracks. 46,700 here. No, this game's not done yet. This kick to reduce the margin to 19 points. Essentially make it a 3-goal game. Goal umpire does some dancing. It's across the face.
I was trying to think, Dwayno, for you, of the last player to come up with the nickname Cat. Gary Colling. Cat Colling.
Cat Colling. Used to teach. He had a hard job there, Cat Colling. He played in St Kilda in the tough old days, and he also taught Dermot Brereton at high school from memory. Imagine teaching Dermot. Did you play against him while you were a student?
Yes. In the Magoos once.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you give him anything?
Oh, I got half a dozen.
and 6 of the best on Monday at school. In the meantime, Ivan puts his hands up, gives it off to Robbie Nahas into the open goal. That's what the Tigers need to get the scoreboard ticking in the last 7.5 minutes. And Nahas kicks his third, his second of the quarter. And the Tigers are now up and going. They know they've got the game put to bed. They're 5 goals up with 7.5 to go. But now they can close in on Carlton and take 8th spot on the ladder.
Good ball movement, an economy of possessions moving forward this time. Murray's big possession
No
there.
chance done.
Yeah, just overpowers him. 3 possessions from one end to the other.
They're too strong. They had Martin following Marriage everywhere for the first part of this quarter. He's come off for a rest, and Marriage has been able to expose the lack of height.
Loose out in the ground before the game. That mullet is really getting long on the tails too.
Maloney just gets a handball off in time to Sylvia. So just outside the 8 now, still the Tigers. Sylvia almost couldn't be bothered there, just went for the kick off the deck. Grimes. Bait.
Good
Flick
split.
clear. Bale. Garland. Haven't given this one up, Melbourne. Look at the scoreboard. They say 22 gone, but there's still 7 left. Top of the square. Flick back dangerously. Rivers off the deck, and he sprays that. Just scrapes in 4 behind.
Well, the Tigers probably need to kick 2 goals here to get in the 8. So that's their assignment now. Out to Morris. One-on-one contest. It was a shocking kick out. Just put him under all sorts of pressure. And, well, get a second go at the kick out now, the Tigers.
2 goals without Melbourne scoring.
Tap's got in the middle of screen there. 35.
Oh, yeah.
Another one. And a few sneakies today, hasn't he?
So Matt White, little investigation coming his way Monday. Hard to know whether that was insufficient force or not. Burnell out of side. Tried the shimmy, couldn't shake. And he set up Sylvia, but he's good enough. From 50, drives it long, drop punt. Splendid goal.
Well done, Colin.
It's a 22-point game with 6 left.
That is typical Colin Sylvia. He finds space. He's prepared to stand under it. He'll cop any heat that comes forward, and he'll just give that little shimmy, play on, and kick from outside 50. He's a very powerful athlete, Colin Sylvia. Just get the feeling that injuries have just taken an edge off him in the early part of this season.
Let's have a look at this little sneako. Now, you're 5 goals up to him. You've got 6 minutes left on the clock, and you let one go. They've got to realise they're on Fox Footy. There's cameras everywhere. More cameras than any other coverage of the game. You're going to get caught. And in a week where they've had Daniel Jackson go for a little sneaky and then some self-inflicted pain, to get to the 8, they can't afford to do stupid things, the Tigers. Off the hands of the pack, McGuan was up. Now they're going to stay outside the 8, you'd think.
Did well, waited till he was turned full 360 degrees before he unloaded the footy.
Clever. That was done. Handball comes out from McKenzie. And for all he's under the pack, will have a bounce 35 metres out from goal.
Matt White back into the lineup this week, and if he's lucky, will be still in next week. Not so if he's unlucky. 5 minutes 39 left. Marriage flicks it down. Nahas. McGuan wrapped up. Grigg. Frawley caught high to the ear, and White, he got him there. He's gone.
Yeah, got one right in the head.
Definitely got him. The clock will stop. 5:23. There's 4 goals in this game with 5.5 left, and Melbourne will take it from defence. Yeah, that's trouble. That's 2 sorts of trouble for Matt White.
Accidental one when he's going to ground as well, across the chin.
That's split-second stuff. And just enough there. And then a little one right on the button there from Revolt. You wouldn't think there was any report in any of that, but he's just got the pinball effect of the whack-whack. And he's been a great player today, has James Frawley, so he's come from the ground. He will come from the ground now.
The thing they don't like is he's over the ball and the player has attempted to bump him. Yeah. Fair enough, he's aimed at the shoulder region and he might have missed accidentally, but he's down over the ball and he's gone to bump him up high.
Yeah, shaped to bump. That might be the trouble. Demons still believe. Half forward Newman. Jones comes hard from half forward. Wrapped up at no prior opportunity. Got it on the boot. Hurley, Conker, Marriage, Cochin. Sends it wide. Sets McGuan a task.
He played that like a backman.
He did.
And he's forward to the centre. As they forward, he just, old habits die hard. He just took it over. Dusty Martin in the crowd.
Sitting there learning his lesson.
And Matt White, in the space of about 2 minutes, has given the match review some homework over the weekend. Marriage gets the handball off. Cochin in and out. Look at that, the beautiful handball. He knew where his man was, just needed to get it to him and did. Delidio at the last stride gets the kick forward. Rewalt almost half volley. Jack said, I got it, I got it. Umpire said you didn't and you're gone.
You didn't mark it and you're not making a genuine attempt. Give it to him or it's 50. Play on.
Oh, the umpire, I think he's taken exception of Jack just questioning his first decision.
He do.
There you go.
I will not be spoken to in that manner, thanks, Jack.
It's like complaining to your mother-in-law about your wife, that isn't it, arguing with the umpire? Doesn't matter how right you are, you're wrong. Please.
There's a lot of silence from this panel.
Yeah, no support there at all. Not that I've had that issue, but so they tell me. Ball goes over the line out of bounds.
Let's see if it did bounce. Oh,
you couldn't see from that one.
Yeah, just sneaked out of screen there.
And if you fall on the ball and you're over it, then you don't get the prior opportunity out if you fall on the ball.
Unless the ball's less than 15, like we saw earlier in the game.
Cochin takes off for the sealer. Marrick inside 50, just to nail it all shut. And he sprays it. Hard to believe they've been this inaccurate on their home deck. 12 goal 23 to 10 goal 12.
And Kingy, Titch Edwards comes to the bench. He all right? He looked to be limping then.
He's just come down for some work from the masseurs late in the piece to him. He loves a massage, Shane. That's all it is.
He's worked it out. Get in first. Get the warm shower done.
Some places we used to play, they didn't turn the water on.
It was warm when you came off. Watts gets the handball. Sylvia's been good. Just out of the corner of his eye, saw a player in Rivers, but couldn't get it to him. And Grigg took the mark in the back pocket. So down to the last 3 minutes. The all-important live ladder is what we'll go to in a moment, just to see how the Tigers are going. I think they'll stay just outside the 8. They got the 4 points though. Tucker's been great today. Certainly his first half was magnificent. 17 possessions. Hooley on centre wing. Nahas. There's had a couple of injuries today, but has battled on Nahas and kicked 3 goals, including 2 this quarter. Shoves it forward. Hooley again, winds up for the big kick, up towards Jack Revolt. Out he comes over his head. The race is on. Jones for Melbourne gets there first. Handball off to his skipper, Trengo. Nice kick out wide, and the mark is taken there by Tapscott. Bit of a corky. Chips it forward, McKenzie. They've battled on well. The Demons are going to end up losing by 33 points. that there's been some signs today for them. And there's a sign. Beautiful mark by the skipper, Trent Gove. So inside the last 2 minutes, Trent Gove kicks in. There's the 4 for the Tigers, Gold Coast. North Melbourne, Carlton, Brisbane. They'll set up their finals in the next month, boys, won't they? Particularly the round 17-18 games against North and the Blues.
Yeah, 8 of their final 9 games, Richmond, are against teams below them on the ladder. So that's a good sign in their run home. A push. 50. And 50 against Nicholson. So both sets of fans are going to go home a little restless from this one. The Tigers will get the 4 points. But both sets of fans have had their angry stages. There is the live ladder, so this kick could be all important in their desire to get a spot in the 8 come the end of this round. North Melbourne have lost today.
Had 3 goals, 1 to this point in time, Robin Nahas. 4 for a small forward is a good haul.
Yeah, he's top 10 in the AFL for tackles inside 50 as well, so he earns his keep both ends.
Well done.
Tackling and goal kicking. He's got 4.
And a good effort on the back of a couple of injuries today, Derm. He's been hit pretty hard, hobbled around just before half-time. Gets the push out there. And ball not straight back, so therefore 50 metres. And a good finish.
It was good to see somebody line up the ball and kick straight through the middle.
Yeah, it's getting to a stage these days where, gee, I don't know how you and I go, Jono, but you cannot remonstrate whatsoever. You can't even say, oh, come on. It's just throw the ball back and cop your medicine.
Yep. It was 1%. Now it's down to 0.5%. The Tigers in the last minute need to get a goal to get into the 8. Marriage has got the ball. Let's go, boys. Let's call it through. Look at that bloke. Cochin tries to squeeze the kick. Inside a minute to go now. Now the Demons move it forward. It comes out to Maloney, who was the sub controversially in this game, and Martin's going to break their hearts as far as this week's concerned. And he'll go back and should kick his second.
He had a lot of time for this bloke. I couldn't work out how he wasn't getting a game earlier on this year. Often a player's worth. You just imagine they're on the open market, how many people would be interested. And when this bloke wasn't playing in a team that hadn't won a game, there would have been enormous interest in him.
From old Halebury and Sandringham, he wobbles in, and this time makes good contact and puts it through. And that should be enough for the Tigers to just sit in 9th position, their traditional position on the ladder. And a big weekend for, dare we say it, Carlton, who knocked off their arch enemy last night in convincing fashion and have moved back into the 8 and should stay there for this round of football.
Well, this quarter, Melbourne have fought out the game, 6 goals, 6 in the last quarter. 12 scoring shots to 7 to Richmond. So Mark Neal, although disappointed with the defeat, will be happy with their effort and intensity over 4 quarters today.
So 2 goals to Martin in the final term. Nahas kicked 3 for the Tigers in the final term for a game high of 4. Dwayne Russell to call this game to a conclusion.
Marriage from the ball up. Cochin pumps it long, hoping for a big leap from Rewald. He's down there. Dunn's right with him this time. Hits the deck. Nahas, he wants another. Looks up, he had the handball target. Seconds continue to tick. The Lydia on the buzzer. So a horror week for the Richmond Football Club has a happy ending.